Are the Freemasons really some ancient shadow organization? Are they just bros trying to have a men-only club? Maybe they don't even exist. Stick around and you might just find out the answers to these questions on this episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Solved!
Boys being boys, hanging out in their secret clubhouse.
Yeah.
Do you have the secret clubhouse ring? I sure do.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, just the way you phrased one of those opening questions, I was just like, haha, just boys being boys in their men-only club.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to the only podcast that was given a 1-star review by a famous kidnapped racing horse. It is a glorious Saturday, which means we are praising Zeus and solving mysteries. I am, as always, your ever-humble host and PhD in solving unsolved mysteries, Dr. Chad Kimmons. With me is my lovely co-host, colleague, and Connect 4 champion extraordinaire, Dr. Cassandra Cherry. Cass, how are you now?
Hi, I'm just connecting these 4 dots right here. It's just boom, 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 boom.
The way you said that makes me think that maybe you do know what Connect 4 is, right?
Yes, I used to play that all the time in daycare.
Okay. I just want to make sure you didn't think, that it was just drawing a line between 4 dots. And you told me you were the Connect 4X champion.
There's that too.
You literally just draw lines through dots. That's not how that works.
I mean, technically it is, but you just have to go clink, 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 and try to beat each other out. It's like it's like Connect 4. It's like tic-tac-toe, but on a larger thing. Larger panel.
It's like Connect 4. Yeah, that's literally the name of the game. Man, I had a f***ed up dream.
You did?
Again?
I
had this dream that I was on the TARDIS with the Doctor.
Oh, fun.
But it was Tennant's Doctor. Let's see, who else was there? A dude that I went to college with and his girlfriend that he broke up with were there. Mm-hmm. They were dating in the dream. Uh-huh. And there were these things that were making everybody fall asleep. Mm-hmm. And apparently this happens every year when they do a battle of the bands. And I was looking at flyers and I was like, oh, yep, we're gonna fall asleep for up to a year now, or up to a week now, because this happens every year on the TARDIS. I don't know why they keep making us a finalist in their battle of the bands, because we haven't played once, but they do this every year. And they just call us the box or the big blue box. And I'm like...
I like that, actually.
And I don't know, it's just a really f***ing weird dream.
I did not dream. I only closed my eyes, and then I opened them again.
Well, let's talk about the Freemasons a little bit.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's actually get this thing rolling.
Woo!
First, what are the Freemasons?
They're happy little boys in a happy little boys club. They got their signet rings, and they go, hi-ho, the radio. We have architecture.
Yeah, you answered a rhetorical question again.
Yes, this is my job.
It's funny, because if you hadn't answered, I was going to make a joke I'm really asking. I don't know. I didn't do any research.
I mean, that would be hilarious, but...
Freemasonry consists of fraternal organizations, all of which trace their origins back to local fraternities of stonemasons that started at the end of the 14th century. They think of them guilds. They basically regulated qualifications for Freemason or for stonemasons rather. Who they could deal with, who they could do work for, etc.
Yeah. In
modern Freemasonry, it's divided into 2 basic belief systems, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
Regular Freemasonry dictates that there must always be a volume of scripture open in any working lodge. That all members must believe in a supreme being. No women are allowed.
Okay.
And there is no talking politics or religion, which kind of is weird to me.
Yeah, because you all must believe in a creator. And it's but we can't talk religion.
Also,
what?
There's scripture open. What the
Yeah, is it a Bible scripture, or is it Denisovan scripture? What kind of is it? Could it be the Quran, or could it be... It
didn't say, but I assume it just means any scripture.
Weird. We have this on the table, but talking about it is verboten.
Forbibbity-bobbity-bibbity-boo. Yeah, it's just so dumb. Yeah, we have this Bible. It's open, but you can't talk about it. Oh, I talked about it. All right, guys, I'll see you later. I'm going to see myself out.
Yep, I'm banned from the meeting here henceforth. Carry on, boys.
Henceforth and whatnot thither there. Anyway, Then there's Continental Freemasonry, which is any jurisdiction that has basically done away with those regulations.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, basically there's the guys who are super religious but can't talk about it, like it's Fight Club or some shit.
Uh-huh.
And then there's...
Super big no girl club.
Yeah, and then there's everybody else. And so Masonic Lodges, which I'm sure you've seen one at some point in your life.
I don't know if I have. I might have seen one in a movie.
They're basically just buildings that have the Freemason logo on the outside.
Dun 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 dun. Not very secret of them.
Well, in my hometown, there's one that used to be a gas station or something. I can't remember what it was, but they turned it into they turned it into the Masonic Lodge for the town.
Funny.
And Masonic Lodges are nothing if not full of pomp and circumstance.
Uh-huh.
For the most part, they're just like any other group that meets regularly, like any other like society or fraternal group, you know?
Yeah.
They approve minutes, they elect new members, they appoint officers and leaders and take reports and blah, blah, blah. All the really boring stuff. But they also have a lot of useless ceremonies.
Oh, really? I mean, I imagine, given it's the Masons, but... The Masons are like a sorority, but just for men. And you know sororities have all their little secret rituals and everything that no one's allowed to talk about, but you know that they actually do them, and like probably half of the sororities are secretly witch covens.
And then, like, you know, they're kind of also like fraternities, which also have a bunch of rituals and ceremonies that they're not allowed to talk about. You know, like date raping women. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that too dark?
Rip. So basically, the Freemasons are just like an old-style fraternity.
I mean,
literally.
I think that's where frats came from, is from these groups, like the Skull and Bones and whatnot.
That makes sense.
You know, it just kind of evolved into what they are today, like what college fraternities are.
Mm-hmm. Slamming those, what's the term when you, like, poke a hole in the bottom of a can of a beer, and then you just go glorp, 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 glorp until it's all, like, crushed?
Okay, well, I've never gone glorp, 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 glorp while drinking a beer. And that's called shotgunning.
Shotgunning, yes.
You stab a hole in the side of the can, pop the tab, and then you drink it as fast as you can out of the hole.
Glorp.
Which is dumb.
And that's the entire point of fraternities. Shotgunning.
Can't you just open the beer normally and drink it?
I don't know. They gotta be extra.
I've only shotgunned one beer in my entire life, and it was the worst experience that I've ever had while drinking.
It's like you're waterboarding yourself with beer.
Yeah, I mean... Anyway.
Moving on.
I forgot where we were at.
Happy Little Boys Club.
Oh.
Gas station where they took over a building.
Yeah, useless ceremonies.
Yes.
Like, for instance, there is the annual installation of the Master of the Lodge and the appointed officers.
Uh-huh.
Not sure why that's got to be an annual thing. Maybe they elect a new, like, do, you know, elections or whatever once a year. Seems pretty useless, though. They might also receive, like, a historical lecture, because who doesn't absolutely love receiving a lecture when you're part of an extracurricular group?
Woo! I love being told what to do.
I come to these meetings in my free time because I enjoy it. Give me a lecture about the history of the Freemasons.
Yay.
Please. That's why I'm here. To join a lodge, you have to be nominated by someone in the group.
Okay.
Which means, well, it's... The more traditional ones are that way. There are some where you can just go to a meeting and, like, once you've, you know, kind of gotten to know everybody, like, you still have to be nominated by somebody who's in the Masons, but in more traditional, quote, orthodox groups, I guess, like the one that's in my hometown is this way, you can't even go in the building unless you have been elected or nominated for election as a member, or you are a member.
Huh.
So.
They're very strict.
But because of that, most Freemasons, at least in each chapter, kind of know each other.
Yeah. Hey, Bob. Hey, Billy.
Billy Bob.
That hurt.
Every meeting gets really fucking confusing because we got Bob, we got Billy, we got Billy Bob, we got Bob Billy. And then I fired, and then I missed, and then I fired 2 more times.
This goes on for several hours.
So once somebody is nominated, they'll call a meeting, or like just schedule it for the next scheduled meeting.
Yeah.
And they will vote on whether to elect that new member or not. And in most chapters, a simple majority is all that's necessary for someone to be instituted as a member.
Yeah.
However, there are some chapters where even a single dissenting vote can keep someone out.
And that was called the filibuster.
Let me just take a sip of my Yogi brand Breathe Deep tea.
Oh, I'm very jealous. I do not have a brand tea right here with me. All I have is this plain old boring water. Plain is a mixture of plain and boring. Because I can't choose words.
There's also ploring, which is the same thing but different.
Yep.
God, we've not talked about this hardly at all, and we're already like half an hour in.
ADHD!
Here are a few of the most famous Freemasons throughout history.
Okay.
George Washington, obviously. Theodore Roosevelt.
Very important.
FDR.
Oh.
Harry Truman.
Okay.
Andrew Jackson.
Ew. I was gonna say all the good presidents, but then there was Andrew Jackson, and I'm like, oh, disgusting.
Ben Franklin. Buzz Aldrin, the moon denier face puncher. Henry Ford. Arnold Palmer. John Wayne. Louis Armstrong. Beethoven. Houdini. Mark Twain. Oscar Wilde. Churchill. Lafayette. I'm sure you're familiar with Lafayette.
I mean, my grandfather's middle name was Lafayette, and Lafayette was also George Washington's adopted son, basically.
He was the Frenchman that helped with the revolution.
Yeah.
According to Hamilton, he was America's favorite fighting Frenchman.
Yes. He was a good boy.
Everybody give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman, Lafayette!
Oh God, I love that song. And now I just want to watch Hamilton again. Damn.
But yeah, the list goes on and on and on. But those are some of the most famous.
Yeah.
Many of them were persecuted for being Masons, especially by the Christian Church, due to the fact that the Church saw them as a rival for religious oppression. No, not Jesus.
Spilling the tea there.
Not wrong, but also not what I meant to say. Religious superiority.
Yeah. They're like, the Masons are going to teach things that we're teaching. Oh, no! Even though that's not the entire point of the group at all, ever.
But they've also faced quite a bit of like political opposition and condemnation. With conspiracy nuts associating them with like the Illuminati and the New World Order.
All that good fun stuff.
Which are both 3-part episodes unto themselves.
Literally, though.
So now we're gonna get into, I guess I should have mentioned at the beginning, we're talking about a conspiracy this time.
Yep, it's a mysterious conspiracy.
In case you guys hadn't figured that shit out by now. But we are going to talk about some of the conspiracy theories now. We'll list some off rapid fire.
Go for it.
Kind of, sort of rapid fire at least.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Lafayette.
And then we'll talk about my 3 favorites.
Okay.
So, some of these conspiracy theories. People believe that that the British judiciary is heavily infiltrated by Masons.
Of course.
Who give fellow Masons the, quote, benefit of the doubt in court, like subverting the legal system.
Yeah, because like there is a tenet that they have where they give a sort of sign that shows that they surrender to the other party and they are in need of help. And so even if you're on opposite sides of the war and a Mason recognizes another Mason, they gotta help him out. This is part of a theory involving Davy Crockett, which I will probably cover later. Anyways, let's move on.
Well, okay.
Sorry, I just had an idea for an episode, like literally the second.
Oh. People believe that Freemasonry overlaps with or is controlled by the Illuminati. Yep. Especially in the higher degrees. Because Illuminati Freemasons supposedly secretly control many major aspects of society and government and are working to establish the New World Order.
Ooh, scary.
Some conspiracy theories involving the Freemasons and the Illuminati also include the Knights Templar and Jews. A lot of these are very anti-Semitic, by the way.
Oh, extremely. Like a whole lot of like the conspiracies surrounding the Freemasons and other secret societies are extremely anti-Semitic because, you know, of course the Jews rule the world. Literally, that's who's always at the hands of power structures, even though it's literally never been the case ever.
I did not, for once, find anything about aliens with the Freemasons.
That's weird.
Well, not necessarily. No, nothing. Well,
no.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay.
But Instead, this time it's always the Jews.
Jesus.
But yeah, the Jews in the New World Order. And anyway, they believe that Black Lives Matter was started in Prince Hall Masonry.
What?
Yep.
What?
I wanted to go a little bit further into that one, but I couldn't find a whole lot of information about it.
That's just like, yeah, Black Lives Matter was started by the Freemasons. Of course. It can't have been a grassroots thing that just popped up because people were pissed as fuck.
Yeah, because black people were tired of being fucking murdered in the streets by police, pretty much just for being black.
Yeah. Did they think that Antifa was started by the Freemasons too?
Well, see, and that's the thing. I hate that people go, oh, Antifa's a terrorist organization. It's not even a f***ing organization.
It's not. They don't have a power structure.
It just...
They don't carry cards. They don't have, like, things by which they recognize each other. It's just like, you believe in not fascism? Congratulations, you're anti-fascist.
There's a video of these guys arguing at a protest, a BLM protest. And one guy, I can't remember what the racist guy is saying, but the Antifa dude is like, do you like fascism? And the guy is like, tries to say something, and he's like, no, just to answer the question, are you for fascism? And he's like, no, and he goes, welcome to Antifa, and like throws his arms up like it's just the biggest fucking truth bomb he ever dropped.
That's hilarious.
And it gave me real vibes of that old Vine. With the black kids, where the one says something very mild, and everybody's just like, ah! Let's see, BLM. I keep losing my.
That's okay. We're just vibing right now.
Oh, here we go. People believe that BOULE. I don't know what that is.
That's certainly an acronym.
Yep. It's a Sigma Pi Phi fraternity apparently.
Huh.
They believe that it is and has been a cornerstone of Prince Hall Masonry's political influence, with Masonic congressmen guiding them, including Brother Louis Stokes, Brother John Conyers, Brother Charles Rangel, Brother August Hawkins, Brother John Lewis, Brother Ralph Metcalf, like all these guys that I don't know who they are, but I figured I'd mention them.
Brothers and sisters of the jury.
It mentions Jesse Jackson as well. Specifically with that.
Weird.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess he's part of this conspiracy theory.
Yep.
People believe that the Freemasons have strong links with a more selective and secret and semi-secret societies such as the Bohemian Grove Meeting, the Skull and Bones Society, which I think most people know what that is.
Nah, I don't. Please
really?
Explain it to me. I have no idea what the Skull and Bones Society is about unless it's about piracy.
I don't remember where it started. It's one of those secret organizations. A lot of former U.S. presidents have been in Skull and Bones. It's basically a rich white dude thing.
Okay.
I think it's at Harvard.
You have to have so many millions of dollars in your bank account before they'll let you in.
But I know like George Bush was part of it. Both George Bushes.
Ew.
Trying to think who else. Bill Clinton, maybe? I don't remember.
Also,
but
ew.
I know a lot of former presidents were part of Skull and Bones.
Weird. Kind of ominous, too, considering.
Yeah, a little bit. People believe that groups like the KKK and the Orange Order are intimately tied to Freemasonry.
Ew. Is the Orange Order just literally Donald Trump and his many clones?
It's just a secret society for Trump clones.
Yeah.
Tried to infiltrate it once. I just painted myself orange and put on a bad toupee, but they saw through it.
Oh, the audacity.
Mostly because they asked, what do you do when you see an attractive woman? And I was like, respect her boundaries. And they're like, oh, that's not true. You're not a real Trump clone. Get out of here.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I believe that the answer they were looking for was grab her by the pussy.
Yep.
But I don't know. Oh, I wanted to go more into this one, but we already did an episode on the moon landing.
Oh, yeah.
People believe that the Freemasons faked the Apollo moon landing.
Because why not?
Yeah. People believe that the September 11 attacks were astrological in nature for some reason.
What?
And it was part of a hidden war between the Masonry, where in this narrative they are descendants of the Knights Templar, and Islam.
Huh?
Yeah,
What? How did...
Like
It was on camera! How does that make
I don't know.
sense? Make it make sense!
I have no idea. I just know that that's what it says.
Oh, jeez.
I'm guessing this is some f***ing Assassin's Creed shit.
Literally, that's all I'm thinking. I'm just like, oh yeah, the Knights Templar. We need to go shook on them. Shook being the sound of like a blade popping out of your wrist.
Right. There are people who believe that a lot of prominent murders involved the Freemasons, including Jack the Ripper and John F. Kennedy, which the John F. Kennedy one, I can understand why people might believe that, but Jack the Ripper, really? Come on.
Why Jack? Leave Jack the Ripper out of this.
Which, I didn't do the research on that one. That was like our third episode.
Yeah.
Colt did that one.
Yeah.
But I don't remember him mentioning the Freemasons.
I don't think he did either. I think that was Masonless. Jack the Ripper was included in an Assassin's Creed game, though. Apparently, he was a former assassin. Ho ho.
Was that the Assassin's Creed You What Mate one?
Yeah, yeah, literally. Syndicate. It was one of the DLCs, and it was spooky.
Before we get into these last three, thoughts. Where are you at right now?
All women are queens. Because you said thoughts, and the meme is, all women are queens. If she breathes, she's a thought.
Oh.
And we were talking about respecting women's boundaries and stuff like that. But thoughts on... THOUGHTS, not THOTS. Yes. But thoughts on the, I almost said the Illuminati, because that's where my thoughts were. I was thinking about Bill Cipher, and oh god, the internet was really thirsty for him until like a couple years ago, for some reason. But Freemasons, they are a thing that exists, and it can be for good or for evil. It just depends on who's wearing the ring. And also, are they a dick?
Also, National Treasure.
Yes. I vaguely remember National Treasure, and I try to remember things about National Treasure, and I remember them pouring water on a thing, and then my mind flashes to Nick Cage in a cage screaming, "The bees!" And I'm just like, huh. And then my mind flashes to this one person who just put pictures of Nick Cage up everywhere in the house for some reason to prank their roommate. That's where my brain is right now.
Okay. All right. That was certainly a roller coaster that you just took me on.
Yeah, I connect dots. They always make sense, in a sense, but not the sense we're going for.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna
Connect 4 champion over here. I just hit you with a trilateral connection. Ba-bam.
So we're gonna get back to this now.
Okay.
Okay, so here are like 3 of my favorites. First one we have is the Judeo Masonic conspiracy.
Oh,
Jews! In
yay!
Are you done?
Yes, continue.
So this is a conspiracy theory that Jewish people have teamed up with the Freemasons to rule the world.
Okay.
It was heavily influenced by the publication of the Protocols of Elders of Zion, which
is very Mein Kampf.
So you know of it.
I have heard of it. I don't know what's in it. All I know is that it is associated with the Mein Kampf crowd.
Well, it is a forged document.
Okay.
And it showed up in the Russian Empire in, I want to say, like the 1700s, something like that.
Okay.
It was supposedly an expose of a worldwide Jewish conspiracy. And it claimed that the Jewish people had infiltrated Freemasonry and that they were using the fraternity to further their goals.
Okay.
Now, what were some of these goals according to this theory, you might be asking?
I am asking, and you're telling.
World rule for one.
Of course. That is the premise.
Yeah. Also, they were supposedly wanting to overthrow the moral teachings of the Roman Catholic Church.
Weird, but okay.
Mm-hmm. This is a huge.
This is huge.
This is a huge favorite theory of, as you might have guessed, the Nazis.
Of course, of course.
Oh, and apparently the French Revolution was a direct result of Jews pulling the strings of the Freemasons.
What?
According to this. Yeah. What's hilarious about that is that the French Revolution, French Masonry was incredibly exclusive at the time of the Revolution. They didn't admit Jews, along with a lot of other classes of people. So
yeah, so it's kind of like, oh, it was filled with Jews, and the French go, ho, 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 no. Just like, it's just like, no.
What?
French Masonry was exceptionally anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I mean, most things and whatnot throughout history.
Yeah, most things in all of Europe. Because they bathed, and if they bathe, they don't get diseases, and if they don't get diseases, they're a witch.
Burn the witch!
Burn the witch, there's the logic. They have hygiene and education, because it's an important, integral part of their culture.
Yeah, so that's that one. Next up, we have a theory that members of the Flat Earth Society and other Flat Earthers claim.
The Flat Earthers, here they are, once again.
I guess I think you can guess why I chose to delve a little deeper into this one.
That's fair. I love hearing about the delusions of a flat earther. Let's go.
So they say that NASA and other government agencies are conspiring to delude the public into believing that the Earth is spherical.
Uh-huh.
And according to the most widely spread version of this, of current flat Earth theory, NASA, which is supposedly run by Freemasons.
Yes.
From the shadows.
Yes.
Is guarding the Antarctic ice wall that surrounds the Earth.
What?
And shooting people dead if they get too close, like making them...
unalive.
They Josh Hartnett them.
Yeah.
What is Josh Hartnetting? God, disappeared, never to be seen from again.
Woohoo!
And they argue that NASA photoshops its satellite images based on observations that the color of the oceans changes from image to image, and that the continents seem to be in different places. What?
That couldn't be the Earth turning and the sun being in a different position relative to the Earth, now could it?
It's like you take a picture of, I don't know, somebody's driveway, and then they show them another picture where the car's gone. It's photoshopped. You photoshopped that car in.
The car doesn't exist. I don't have object permanence.
Where did it go? Huh? Somebody got in it and drove away. What the fuck?
Where'd your car go, huh? Where's the cargo in the cargo?
I do love that theory, though, that they're just looking at different pictures from different angles and being like, why are the continents moving, bruh?
Where are they moving?
Because the entire Earth is...
The whole planet moves. Where are you not on board with this? I never graduated from the second year of birth.
The sun is a conspiracy. Where does it go at night?
Yeah, where'd it go, huh? What happens to the moon when it's not in the sky? It's on the other side of the world. There is no other side of the world.
There is no Earth.
I've never been there. How could it exist?
Okay, we've spent way too much time. Well, there's no such thing as spending too much time making fun of flat earthers, but we do have other things to talk about.
That's fair.
So, basically, they say that only a select number of people are in the know about the Earth being flat. Which really reeks of someone just trying to make themselves seem like they're more special. Like,
I'm more special than you. I know the truth about the world. The world's flat, and no one else knows but me.
Yeah, hi. I would like to respectfully disagree with that. Just because. Finally, this one, I f***ing love this one. Like, oh my god. So lastly, we have this theory that Freemasons are behind income taxes in the U.S. Yes, you heard me right.
What?
Income taxes.
I mean, the answer is yes, but not for the reasons you think.
So, there was a convicted tax protester, Edward Lewis Brown. And he has said that law enforcement officials who surrounded his property in a standoff over his refusal to surrender after his conviction were part of a Freemason movement.
Okay.
He said that the federal government had no jurisdiction in New Hampshire, which is not true.
Yeah, Dad. Like, seriously, what?
Right. But the New Hampshire Union leader reported that the Browns believe the IRS and the federal income tax are a part of a deliberate plot perpetrated by Freemasons to control the American people and eventually the world.
Okay, but okay, dumbass, but...
The reason this one's my favorite is just because it's so mundane, but it's so out there.
I mean, literally. Like, yes, we do have income taxes because taxation is part of having a government that can provide things like, roads and healthcare in a civilized country. But, I'm
just gonna start blaming everything I don't like on the Freemasons.
Just have that be a meme. But wait until you start, doing that for a meme, but unironically. That's where the real pain starts.
This highway over here, I want to go 75 on it, but the speed limit's 65. Freemasons. Regulating the speeds on our highways.
Making sure we people are safe. How dare they?
This is a plot to control the American people by making us go slower, and then we're late for work. I mean, you could just leave for work earlier. I will never consider doing that.
I will not be made quiet. You can't quieten me. It's all the fun of the Freemasons.
I literally just want to start blaming everything on... I'm an alcoholic. Freemasons.
How dare they make you an alcoholic?
They are behind the alcohol industry trying to control people by turning them, hooking them on the sauce. Freemasons. Anyway, so Edward Lewis Brown, in an interview on February 2nd, 2007, on the radio show Constitution for the Defense, had the following to say, and this is kind of long, so stick with me.
Okay.
But he said, and I quote, "I'm not quite sure you understand the ramifications of what's going on right now. This is massive. This is international. We are fed up with the Zionist Illuminati. That's what this is all about. Loud and clear, Zionist Illuminati. Lawyers, whatever they are, okay?"
Whatever lawyers, whatever they are. Jesus Christ.
Hold on, there's more. Lawyers, whatever they are, okay, it's going to stop. And if the judge is a member of that, I know that McAuliffe, who's the federal judge in Brown's tax case, I know that U.S. Attorney General, or U.S. Attorney Colin Tuono is, talking about members of, the Zionist Illuminati.
Yeah.
They better stop. This is a warning. You can do whatever you want to me. My job is to get the message out, and I'm getting the message out, and I'm warning you guys. Not you guys, referring to, at this point, he's referring to the show hosts.
Oh my god.
I'm warning you guys, not you guys, them, to cease and desist their unlawful activity in this country and every other country, because once this thing starts, we're going to seek them out and hunt them down, and we're going to bring them to justice. So anybody who wishes to join them, you go right ahead and join them. But I promise you, long after I'm gone, they're going to seek out every one of you and your bloodline.
What the
That's the end of the quote.
Oh my f***ing god, that was wild.
It sounds like a Trump speech, to be honest.
Yeah, it does carry the cadence. Is this a brain disease that just happens?
I can hear him saying it lawyers, whatever they are,
Jesus.
That's going to stop. We got us. This is huge. This is huge. Zionist Illuminati. I know that these guys are part of it. It's huge. It's going to stop. We're going to hunt you down long after I'm gone.
Here's my conspiracy. Something is dreadfully wrong with all these people. What the hell?
I just love the implication at the end. We're going to kill you and your whole family because I don't want to pay taxes.
Wow. I don't want to be a patriot who does things for my country. That.
But apparently, what he said on that radio show made a lot of sense to a lot of people because this theory has been growing ever since he was on that show.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It doesn't make any sense, but...
Jesus, why?
And if the judge is a member of that, I know that McAuliffe is, I know that the U.S. Attorney Colin Tuono is, they better stop. This is a warning.
We really need, not just free healthcare, but, free mental healthcare. God. There's something dreadfully wrong with a large section of our populace. People need therapy, man.
I've got some friends, great guys. Great guys. They grab women by the pussy.
God.
I've got some friends. They're gonna hunt you down. They're gonna kill you. Okay?
There's a society. It's very orange.
But anyway, So those are the facts and the theories as they stand. There are a lot more, but I didn't want to hunt down literally every conspiracy theory around the Freemasons. So
That fair and valid. That is, that is, yeah. There you go.
So, two things. First off, Cass.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to any of these conspiracy theories that we have heard today?
Well, I, for one, as a fan of Assassin's Creed, would not be surprised if the Templars got their hands into the Masons. Because, that war between the Assassins and the Templars are going on today. But also, one should note, the Templars have nothing to do with the Jews.
Right. I mean, I believe we talked about it in the Holy Grail episode. Like the Knights Templar were literally only... Like, they were created to protect people on their pilgrimage to the Holy Land.
Like, that was it. And then, occasionally, they went on crusades.
Well, that was during the Crusades. Like, that was the whole reason they were created, was so they could protect people who were taking pilgrimage to the Holy Land during the Crusades.
Yeah.
So, and then when they weren't needed anymore, they turned to, like, banking or whatever I think it was that I said.
I think so, yeah.
That was like 4 or 5 episodes ago. You can't expect me to remember everything.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair and valid. But yeah, like, seriously, literally you could replace every Jewish conspiracy with the Knights Templar conspiracy and it would make more sense. Partially because they got into banking. But
So you're saying there might be some truth to the Knights Templar ones?
Yeah, like, honestly, I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, secret societies have some overlap,
Yeah. Second question, what are the Freemasons, Cass?
The Freemasons are a group of people who, essentially, I believe it was started in the Enlightenment because they wanted to bring people into a better age. Cue the New World Order people freaking out. But, like, literally they wanted to uplift humanity, but they didn't trust the masses to do that because, according to them, the masses are stupid. And, like, there are some people within the masses who are, in fact, stupid. Like I said, we need therapy, a lot of it. But because they couldn't trust the masses to do this, they had to, quote-unquote, work in secret and all that. And so I think that's the entire reason for the Masons to exist.
This is... Okay, first off, it's a much more boring answer than I was expecting.
Oh, sorry. I was in history mode.
Oh, sorry, let me try again. Freemasons are space aliens!
Yeah.
The Freemasons built the pyramids!
Yeah, the Freemasons secretly are, Brain wants to say Nosferatu, but I'm going with Nephilim.
They slept with my wife!
Yeah, oh, Jesus. Yeah, you know the Anunnaki? Freemasons.
Freemasons don't exist. Not a real thing.
Mm-hmm, okay.
I'm calling it right now. All those Masonic Lodges, they don't exist.
They're people cosplaying as Freemasons. It was a conspiracy from the start, and yet people want to make the lie a reality.
It's like the SCA.
Yeah.
They dress up in normal clothes because that's what Freemasons wear. So they just go to these Masonic Lodges in normal clothes and then pretend that they're ruling the world. That,
like I said, big boys and their happy big boy club going on big boy adventures.
No women allowed.
Yeah, just put a sign on the door. It's the evolution of, like, the classic scene where the boys are getting in their treehouse and the girls down there like, but I want to play. And they, like, took up the ladder to get there and they're like, no girls allowed. It's Masonic Lodge.
Just start dropping pine cones on them.
Yeah.
But the pine cones have razor blades in them. They got really dark really fast. But yeah, I'm going with Freemasons don't exist. Like they're not real.
Okay, that's fair.
You're going with they were started.
They started perhaps separately, but the Templars have an overlap because obviously the Templars rule the world. This is why we have to assassinate them all the time.
Yeah, just constantly,
Yeah.
Hey, there's one. Boom, dead.
March. Julius Caesar was a Templar. Except at that time it was the Order of the Ancients. I believe that's what it was.
So anyway, I think there wasn't really anything to solve here.
Not really. It was just we wanted to talk about this because, Masonry.
Right. I was itching for a conspiracy theory to debunk. And boy, did we have a lot of them in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
There's not really anything to question, I guess. So, I mean, you can form your own opinions on this one, listeners.
Yep. There is no putting down to be had this week.
No mirthless putting down of the questioners.
Or the racehorses, not today.
But, I mean, we solved it, kind of. Wasn't really anything to solve. More like we figured out what's really going on.
Yeah.
With the Freemasons.
Masons.
So, as always, if you want to hear us solve a mystery right here on the podcast, you can send us an email to mysteriessolvedpodcast, all one word, @gmail.com. You can contact us on our Twitter @UMS_podcast, on Facebook Unsolved Mysteries Solved, on the Facebook group, on the Discord server, via carrier pigeon. You can send Morse code or an old-timey telegram if you want.
You can flash a light at us. It is in Morse code.
Also, we still have the Patreon. That's patreon.com/unsolvedmysteriessolved.
Yeah.
And if you've been enjoying the show, please go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star rating and a glowing review.
We won't accept anything less.
Anything less than 5 stars. Like, you can write whatever you want. You can say that we're terrible. But if you leave anything less than a 5-star rating, you're dead to me. You only become actually dead if you question us. Like, if you outright, like, hey, I don't think that what you said was correct.
Yeah, so all those people who are like, well, the Zodiac Killer was actually Ted Cruz, dead.
Yeah, notice they're not real talkative anymore. Wonder why that is.
About that.
Almost like they were put down. Anyway, by the way, this is, like, for legal purposes, this is an absolute joke. We have not killed anybody.
Literally, and, like, it's not the NSA, was it? But, yeah.
Wink,
federal
wink.
Agents, wink, wink. Our personal federal agents that we get in the viewfinder, in the web cameras every once in a while. Hey, what's up?
Anyway.
God, the fact that we have to worry about that in our country.
Do you have anything else, Cass, before we get out of here?
Nope, not today.
Okay, well, we will be right back here with a brand new mystery next week. And in the meantime, in between time, remember not to question us or you will be put down.
Mirthlessly.
Mirthless, whatever.
English words aren't real.
But I think that's it for this week. So say goodbye, Cass.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Thanks for listening. F***ing mole people!
I'm Lindsay Valenti.
And I'm Madison Stengel.
And we're the hosts of Ye Old Crime, where we discuss the funny,
hey man, he's a nice guy. And they're like, no, he's disgusting. He has hooves.
strange. There are EVPs of spirits saying, get out, in a room where patients committed suicide, and obscure crimes of yesteryear.
Here, Justin, here's your first phallic amulet.
Join us Wednesdays, wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll see you next time with another tale
As old as crime.